Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of a substance that has been shaping our homes, our art, and even our medicine for centuries: plaster of Paris. But what exactly is it? Why is it called plaster of Paris? And just how versatile is this incredible material? These are questions that have intrigued artists, craftsmen, and DIY enthusiasts for generations. Today we're going to unravel the mysteries of this amazing substance and explore its countless applications. Stick around as I uncover 5 mind-blowing facts about the plaster of Paris that you probably didn't know. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be itching to get your hands on some plaster and start creating. So let's dive in and discover the wonders of this incredible material. Fact number 1. Did you know that plaster of Paris gets its name from the large deposits of gypsum found in Montmartre, Paris? In the 19th century, it became a key ingredient for artists and builders alike. Imagine wandering the streets of Paris, where people were using this very material to create beautiful sculptures and architectural masterpieces. It was known as Plaster of Paris because it was abundant in that region, hence the name. And this love for plaster has continued to flourish. I mean flourish. How many of you have a little Parisian flair in your home decor? But let's take a step back in time. The use of plaster actually dates back to ancient civilizations. The ancient Egyptians used a form of plaster in the construction of the pyramids. Can you believe it? The same material we use for crafts today was helping to build one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. In fact, archaeologists have found plaster sculptures and decorative elements in Egyptian tombs that are over 4,000 years old. Talk about standing the test of time. The Greeks and Romans also used plaster extensively in their architecture and art. They would often create plaster casts of sculptures to reproduce and share their artwork across their vast empires. Fast forward to the Renaissance, and plaster of Paris became a crucial tool for artists. They used it to create molds and casts, allowing them to reproduce and study classical sculptures. It was like the 3D printing of its time. This technique revolutionized art education and helped spread the ideals of classical beauty throughout Europe. So, the next time you see a beautiful piece of plasterwork or a plaster statue, remember, you're looking at a material with a rich history that spans continents and millennia. Pretty cool, right? Fact number 2. Plaster of Paris isn't just your average white powder. It's made primarily of gypsum or calcium sulfate dihydrate. When heated, the gypsum loses water and transforms into calcium sulfate hemihydrate. Talk about a chemical makeover. That's right, you take the gypsum, heat it, and voila, you've got plaster of Paris. And this might blow your mind. Once it's mixed with water, it hardens quickly, giving you about 10 to 15 minutes before it begins to set. Perfect for those spontaneous art projects. But let's break down this chemical process a bit more. When gypsum is heated to about 150 degrees Celsius or 300 degrees Fahrenheit, it loses about 75% of its water content. This process is called calcination. The resulting powder is what we know as the plaster of Paris. If we want to get really scientific, the chemical formula for gypsum is KSO4 2H2O. After heating, it becomes KSO 42 H2O. Don't worry if you're not a chemistry whiz. The important thing to remember is that this process is what gives plaster of Paris its unique properties. When you add water back to the plaster of Paris, it rehydrates and starts to crystallize. This is what causes it to harden. The fascinating thing is that as it sets, it actually expands slightly by about 1%. This expansion is why plaster of Paris is great for capturing fine details in molds. Another cool property of plaster of Paris is its fire resistance. Because it contains water in its chemical structure, it can absorb heat energy in the event of a fire, helping to slow the spread of flames. This is why it's often used in buildings as a fire-resistant coating. And here's a fun fact for you. Plaster of Paris is actually a good thermal and sound insulator. So not only does it look good, but it can also help keep your home quiet and energy efficient. Talk about a multitasker.